Winnie, please! Help! Winnie! Winnie!
Holy fuck, dude. Like, that's not the way you're supposed to open a stream. That was terrible. My windows were freezing. That's what happens when I try to stream from the computer I'm on from YouTube. It never works out, but that movie is worth showing that clip because honestly, that's my favorite kill in that movie. So I had to get it on here. I am excited tonight to talk Friday the 13th, 2009. A highly debated film within this franchise, which I'm totally clueless as to why, but each side has its fans. People hate it. People don't like it. I don't get it. Had to bring somebody on tonight who loves this movie probably more than I do because I think it's his number one in the franchise. The one and only Cody Leach, ladies and gentlemen. What? Yes.
Number one.
I thought it was number one. I rotated it back and forth. It's not my number one anymore, but it is. It's in the upper echelon of this franchise. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the mood I'm in when you ask me. Like, if I'm in a kind of a vintage mood, then Final Chapter is my number one. But this one and that one are pretty much tied for, the crown for me, depending on what era of Jason I want.
Thank you. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I know you like it. I like it. Other people got it at the bottom of their rankings, and it just blows my mind. And we're gonna talk about all the reasons why they may have it down lower than us, which I don't get it because a lot of the movies suffer the same fate. They all have the same similar vibes, so I don't understand why people dislike this one so much compared to the other ones. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to dive in all things Friday the 13th, 2009, wrapping up my Friday the 13th redo review series. That's a lie because I got to do Jason X because I kept postponing it because I don't really want to do it, but I got to do it. It's not a good.
I have fun with Jason X too, so I guess that's where we'll start to defer.
But to get this thing started off, bring up the stat line for this movie. Obviously, came out in 2009. Critics 25%, Rotten Tomatoes score, which is just terrible. Audience 47%, surprisingly not that much better. A budget of $19 million, so this one had some money to work with. Grossed a little over almost $93 million. So, I mean, it made bank. I know after the first weekend it tanked and blah, 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 blah. But do slasher movies really ever, except for like Halloween 2018 and like Scream movies and stuff, slasher movies kind of just come and go. They hit it off in the beginning and then they fade away. But it almost made $100 million and we didn't get a sequel and we still haven't got one, even though we're getting a fantastic 13-minute whatever the hell that thing is tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, from Angry Orchard, but that doesn't count. Why do you think it is? Well, I obviously was in court and all that bullshit, but this movie came out and then no talks of a sequel at all. Was it just because that it just dropped off so fast?
You're asking. I'm sorry. I've spaced for a second. Are you asking like my opinion on why people don't like it or why we haven't gotten one?
Like, why do you think we haven't? This one was successful at the box office, and then it just that was it. Why do you think that was?
I think it was a combination of things. I mean, it made money, but it also, as you saw from the scores, it didn't really get received all that well by critics or fans. It was towards the end. I mean, it was really just this, and then the Nightmare remake, which certainly didn't do any better. That was kind of the tail end of that 2000s remake craze, like all the Platinum Dunes movies. They kind of just ran out of properties at that point. And then I think horror really started to shift around that time too, where you started to see a lot more where it was about Saw and Hostel and movies like that. And so you'll see like studios very much will just pivot to whatever's hot at the time. And so, up until I would say the last 5 years or so, maybe even a little longer, maybe 7 years, the 2020s, basically, horror has always kind of had like these very distinct eras where there was one type of horror that was kicking ass. Not that there wasn't others that were successful, but for the most part, it was defined by that. Like the 70s was a little bit more the grindhouse kind of stuff and a little bit more exploitation, and then you had 80s, which is all about slashers and gore. 90s was the meta era, 2000s was the remakes, and then 2010s was the torture porn, and then we started to get into like the elevated horror, and like over the last 5-7 years, it really feels like all subgenres of horror are really succeeding very well. Like slashers are doing well, paranormal stuff is doing well, the elevated, more culturally significant horror is doing well. They all kind of blend together. So I think it was a combination of things. Yeah, just not well received, running out of ideas for remakes, and then horror was very much shifting away from that to Saw and Hostel and things.
Yeah, I mean, I like this one. Obviously, Platinum Dudes made the Texas Chainsaw, which you're a big fan of as well. That was a banger. I know a lot of people argue that one is not the best, but it's up there for me as well. So it's so good. And this, I like this. I did a remake tournament on the channel about a year or so ago, and shockingly enough, Friday the 13th won the whole thing. Yeah, people will say it's biased, and I set it up that way, but I didn't. It was all voted on, and that's what won. So people really, really do like the 2009 remake, reboot, whatever you want to call it. And I watched it again today, and I just appreciate it so much more. Every time I watch it, I really, really do enjoy it a hell of a lot more than I did the last time. It has everything you could want in a Friday the 13th movie. So the haters, I just don't get it. We're going to we'll discuss everything about this movie. So first and foremost, we got to talk about what is good about Friday the 13th, 2009. And I will let you kick it off. Why do you love this movie?
I think it's got the best Jason, and that's the most important piece to a Friday the 13th movie, I would say. And even people that don't like the remake tend to agree that that Derek Mears is top 3. So that's one thing that we all pretty much agree on. I think that he's fast, mean, ferocious. He's definitely a newer generation's Jason. I really like the look of him. Like, I'm not saying it's the best looking Jason of the bunch, but I've seen a lot of criticisms about the design of Jason, and I'm like, I guess I'm just not that nerdy about Jason. I guess I don't see what the issue is. So I like the way that he looks. I think the kills are really solid in it. You got a nice variety of them. Some of them are kind of comedic, like the chick getting stabbed and gets pulled up and her tits are there, and then all of a sudden drops down. And you got some slower ones with the kid getting this screwdriver through his throat. You got ones that are great payoffs where Trent gets thrown onto the or gets hung up in the air with the machete and gets thrown in the back of the truck. You got arrows through the eye. Like, it's got a nice variety and a nice number of kills. And the first 10, well, I'll save that because it's another positive. I like the way that this Jason is slightly evolved, but sticks to the true Jason lore, where his mother and his memory of his mother is what kind of powers him. I've seen a lot of people think that him kidnapping the girl from the opening is ridiculous, and it's like, well, if she looks like his mom, it
of course
very much follows the lore. I mean, he got fooled by a fucking sweater in the second one, for Christ's sake. Like, how is this dumb and that's not? So you have that, and I really like the cast of characters here for the cannon fodder. Like, again, not the best cast. It's not like I would give them the award for my favorite slasher cast, but I think they're pretty damn high as far as Friday the 13th cast goes. I mean, I would still say the fourth film has the best one, but this is definitely nowhere near the worst group of kids that we've seen in these movies. I like Jared Padalecki a lot as an actor, a big Supernatural fan, so I think he's great as kind of your protagonist or co-protagonist. Danielle Panabaker is great. Really nice, shocking moment when you get to the end and she doesn't become the final girl. And I think him looking for his sister gives a little bit of story and character motivation there that we don't typically have with these films. I mean, the fact that they combine the story for the first 4 Friday the 13th films and people are still saying it's light on story, that should tell you a lot. And the opening 10 minutes of this film, I think, is the best Friday the 13th anything. Like, if that was a Friday the 13th short film, it'd be like, okay, that puts all the movies to shame as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I'll leave some room for you to add things.
No, you're good. I just see that you love it. That's good, man. That's good. Because I had a couple guests on for some other movies, and they didn't even like the movie I had them on for, so that was a little tough. So it's good that you really do like this one. And like you said, that opening, that's another thing that people do not criticize in this movie. Maybe that it peaked too soon. Maybe the criticism that they give. But the opening is a lot of people say the best part of this whole movie. That's how good it is. And like you said, that could be a Friday the 13th short film all in itself and probably be number one in the entire franchise. That is how good it is. You get everything you want. You get all the cabin exploration. You go through the camp. You got the ghost story that I don't think is appreciated by very much. I like the group of kids that they have in the beginning. The kills in the beginning, boom, 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 boom. You get 4 kills in the first 10, 15 minutes of this movie. I mean, I don't see how you can hate on it. I don't. And then just you think he killed Whitney right there at the end of the intro. He swung the machete. She's dead. Title card. And you're like, where the hell is this gonna go? What? They just killed everyone.
Yeah.
And then you don't know she's even alive until what? I don't know, 45, 50 minutes into the movie, maybe an hour that she's still alive. So that was an interesting twist, and I know people hate the kidnapping part. But
I don't
you
get it.
You bring a good point, though.
There's so many things that people always harp on with this movie that I almost go on rants on, where I'm just like, how the fuck does that not apply to this movie that you love, or this movie and this movie? Or like, Jason doesn't run. Have you seen the first 4? How am I the voice of reason here? There's so many things that I'm sure we'll get into. But
he does. He runs he runs up until he's dead. Then he's a zombie, and then he doesn't run anymore.
Yeah. But there's people out there that will swear up and down that this movie made him run, and it's like, this isn't Leatherface. What are you trying to do? And it's like, what?
He ran the second one, man.
Yeah.
Right off the bat. The first time he's running down the hill after Ginny.
My favorite one is there's too much nudity. I'm like, it's a Friday the 13th film. Like,
of all the
things to complain about. Yeah. Part 5 was directed by a guy who did softcore porn, I think. Like, it's every one of the things that people throw out is like, it sucks because of this. I'm like,
it's in all the other ones.
Explain how you're a fan of the franchise. Like, if you don't like any of them and you say that, okay, it makes sense. Like, my buddy Brian Lomax does not like any of these movies, but it makes sense. He does like this one the most. But if he was the one to say that, I'd be like, okay, I get it. You don't like any of them. But if you love Part 3 and you're telling me that 2009 is irredeemable trash, I'm like, okay, we need to have a chat.
Part 3 is my favorite, so I'm never gonna hate on that one.
No, I enjoy 3.
Like you said, the characters they're fine. They're there. They're doing teenager things, even though they look extremely old. Not that any of the other ones in the other movies didn't look old either, but they're fine. That's another criticism. People hate the characters. Why? What's wrong with them? I mean, I guess at this point, we need some more maturity and elevated characters. But it's a Friday the 13th movie. This is an A24. It's not going to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody hates Trent. I ain't got a problem with Trent. He's there for the purpose. He does a good job.
I agree. If we were forced to follow him as the protagonist, I could understand the complaint if he's such a douchebag. But he's playing the douchebag. That's the caricature that he's playing. So the fact that you hate him so much for being a douchebag, I'd say, damn, he did a pretty good job, didn't he? I think he's such an asshole to the point that it's hilarious. Like, I'm around him and, like, I don't get angry, like, oh, I just want to jump through the screen and strangle this guy. Like, I laugh at how he has no self-awareness. Like, there's so many different lines where it's just like, why do you even have friends? Like, this is what I want to know. So yeah, I enjoy them. Like, the other characters, certainly there's a lot of just, they're there for cannon fodder. You know, they got the guy that he pretty much is only there to make the joke about, why do you assume I'm producing rap music because I'm black? Like, that's his one line in the movie pretty much until he gets killed. And then you got the one guy who's the stoner Asian kid who's in a lot of different things in that era. And then the couple of hot chicks that get killed really quickly, and like, that's again, if we're evaluating this for like Oscar consideration, yes, you have points. This is a Friday the 13th film. So the scale is curved a little bit in certain amount with some of these.
I mean,
And then
like you
I've
said,
even heard people like when I make that argument, I've even heard people who are super fans argue, well, by 2009 we should be making things better, and it's like, okay,
but it's
yeah, but how much better? How prestigious do you want your Jason movie to be?
I don't know. I don't know. Jared Padalecki was good. I know a lot of people criticize him. I liked hanging out with him. I liked hanging out with Clay
Mhm.
throughout this. He seems like a real dude. And then whenever he fights Jason in the barn at the end of the movie, it isn't like, oh, there's no fucking way he's gonna be able to do that. Yeah, he is. He's a big dude.
Mhm.
He's hanging with him. I like that. And like you said, they combined the first four, but then I've also probably more of homages than actually being those. But I saw some things from like part 7. Some stuff reminded me of part 5. I think also heard that whoever the director didn't. This is not a passion project. He just did it to make a paycheck. I disagree. I think it was a great homage to the franchise and a bunch of the movies throughout it. So I think they did pay attention and they did try to do their best to deliver for the fans, and it worked for me, and obviously it worked for you as well.
Yeah.
Which one of the obviously it was supposed to be like a recap of the first 4 put together. Which one of the first 4 do you think that it fit? Obviously, it's not going to be the first one because we only get like 2 minutes of that. Do you think it's more of 3 or more of 4?
More of 4, because I mean you have like you said, 1 is all Pamela. We get that recap in the first
In the
5
beginning.
minutes, which I'll talk about that in my negatives. 2, you get a little segment which is most people's favorite part of the film, which is going over the Sackhead Jason. I think the Sackhead Jason in this one is awesome because he's actually terrifying versus whatever that hillbilly thing was in 2. I'm not a fan of it. 3, I actually have fun with, but 3 is a very silly movie. And so I wouldn't even say that 3 lends itself tonally to this. 4 is really where it felt like they got the mix right, where it was dark and it was scary and Jason felt mean and ferocious. And that's the most that translates more over to this one than the other 3, I would say.
Okay.
And even the story wise, I mean, you don't have Tommy Jarvis running around, but you have the guy in 4 who's looking for his sister, and so that's really the only like direct plot line that's pulled from the first 4 that carries over here, becomes the main plot line.
This is kind of related. If and when it's not going to be, but if when we get a new Friday the 13th movie, it's not going to happen. But would you like a continuation of this one, or do you want to just start fresh, which is unfortunately what they're going to do? But hypothetically,
At this point, yeah, I think it's best for them to start fresh because I mean, even selfishly, I'd like them to do that, but if it didn't work for a lot of the fan base, they need to find one that will. So I think it's best for them to kind of go back to the drawing board and figure out what they're going to do. Doing beer commercials or whatever the fuck he's doing right now is not going to be it, but we'll see what happens. But if this was, 2013, 2015, even, I would say, yeah, carry off of that one. What are we doing? I think some people have started to come around to this movie the longer that they've gone without a Jason film. But yeah, they needed a strike while that iron was still somewhat hot, and it's ice cold now. So the only thing that I would say is that it would be really cool if no matter what direction they go, if Derek Mears got to come back and do it again. I don't think he's going to, but that would be enough for me. If it's like, hey, we're doing our own reboot, we're starting from scratch, but Derek's gonna come over, I'd be like, okay, cool. I got everything I needed.
I mean, I know he'd love to do it, and the fans would love it, but I don't know. I think they're gonna go with this skinny looking Jason that's in this new commercial thing. I don't.
Yeah.
He's really small looking from the little trailer we got for it. So
I don't know. We'll see what the fan base says about it. I'd like to say that Friday the 13th fans are easy to please because it's low hanging fruit, but we've been talking for the last 10, 12 minutes about how that's very much not the case when it comes to certain things. So they're an interesting bunch, Friday the 13th fans, where they'll defend trash, they'll eviscerate trash, and at the same time they're very particular about how the mask looks and how Jason walks and whether he breathes or not, and like all kinds of different things.
Yeah, I know people did not like the new mask. They're taking that really hard. I mean, I don't think it's
I need to
the
see it in
greatest.
motion. Yeah, I need to see it in motion.
It's not the greatest, but I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Obviously, Derek Mears, one of the best Jason portrayals in my opinion, like we talked about. He's your favorite Jason, you said. I have him. I think I have him second, only behind Richard Brooker.
He's my number 1. Ted White's my number 2, and Richard Brooker's my number 3.
See, right there. I think Derek portrayed. He was basically kind of Richard Brooker and Ted White put together. Basically, is what he was, and he did a damn good job. Probably maybe the most intimidating, I would say, Jason within this franchise. The look was fine. I didn't have a problem with the jacket thing. I know a lot of people didn't like that he wore the jacket. It gets cold out there in the woods. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You need to have a Jason movie in the snow and bitch about that. Like, why is he bundling up? This is bullshit.
Is that a winter fucking jacket? No.
Yeah.
But and another positive that I liked was I like the underground caves and whatnot. Tunnels.
I did too.
It isn't like Jason built them with his hands, man. That's what people
Yeah.
think. He dug them all out. No, they were there. It looked like a coal mine type of deal, maybe underneath.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looked like to me when I was watching it today.
But even if he did dig them out, this is a franchise where fucking zombies walking around and he's fighting Carrie and like melting in the sewers. Like it's weird the places that will draw logic lines and be like, nope, not buying it.
He dug all those tunnels by himself. Yes, he did. What else has he got to do? He's been down there for 30 years.
Exactly.
But yeah, I didn't hate it. It made a lot of sense how he got from point A to point B so fast compared to, say, Jason Takes Manhattan when he's teleporting from the ground floor to the third floor of a building. But that's okay, though.
Yeah. It's them trying to bring some kind of new age logic to the whole teleporting Jason thing.
I did not hate it whatsoever. What did you think? Obviously, this was like a final girl guy combination, even though it was like a triangle for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Were you hoping that Danielle Panabaker's character lived to the end, or did you kind of figured she was going to die?
I mean, it's you kind of have to pick your poison. Do you want to have a much stronger character alive at the very end of the movie, or do you want to have a nice, shocking, effective moment? I don't think I think it's Whitney is her name, the sister. Yeah. I don't think Whitney's a strong final girl at all, just because we don't get to know her. We get to see her a little bit in the beginning. She's gone through the entire film and then comes back at the very end. So obviously, I would say I enjoy Panabaker's character significantly more than her for that reason. But I also think it's a great moment to have them feel like they're safe, and then all of a sudden the fucking machete comes through, and it to me that you need to have stakes like that in a horror film, and that's a really good moment that lets you know that not everybody's going to live through this. And I think Jared Padalecki's great as a final guy anyway, so he brings some balance there at the end. So I was satisfied with it. The only thing I didn't like was her line where she's like, "Oh, Jason, like go to hell or save her little mommy in hell," whatever she says. It was just the way she read it was like, no, take another one, take another take, please.
Yeah, that was yeah. Now I was like, man, that sounds like Freddy vs. Jason all over again. Freddy, go to hell.
And hers works. Welcome to my world, bitch. And then whatever it is, that one works. But yeah, this one
it was trying to be the same thing, but
it didn't work.
It didn't work. And Danielle Panabaker's death, like I mean, he was right behind him, chasing him. She looked back, he wasn't there, and then bam, machete through the chest. I didn't see it coming. Most people probably didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn,
I like Padalecki's acting in that moment too, where he doesn't want to leave her, and his sister's like, "Fuck that bitch, let's go."
I don't even know her.
Yeah.
Oh man, she could have been like, "Hey, you left mom, but no problem. But you ain't gonna leave this girl you met for 2 days."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't get the hate for the characters. I don't get the hate for Jason, the tunnels. Like you said, there's a lot of sex in this movie and nudity. It's a Friday the 13th. I mean, what do you want? All of them got nudity.
It's played for laughs too. I mean, you have the nudity where I said it's with the kill, where it's it's a nice little gory moment where she gets stuck in the head, and then they pay it off with a little sight gag laugh. And then, my God, like you have the stupendous tits line, which is iconically hilarious. And how ridiculous of a person that guy is, and the things that you're saying while you're having sex. It's like, who talks like that? That's just you. That's just a Trent thing. Yeah, perfect nipple placement.
Purple
like
nipple
what,
baby? And she's going along with it. She doesn't even care.
Yeah.
And then he knows. And then fucking his real girlfriend knows they're cheating, and she's like, "Come on, guys, there's a guy out there."
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, they don't get. They're still banging, whatever.
Yeah.
And you got the the black guy downstairs trying to jack off to the winter catalog randomly looking at the deer. This movie got some dumb shit in it, but it's fun. I just think this movie's so much fun compared to some other ones in this franchise, like I don't know, A New Blood. I don't find that movie fun at all. I find that one very boring, in my opinion.
I don't enjoy that one either.
I thought a lot of people like that movie, but I'm finding out people really don't like it that much. They like Jason in the way he looks, but the movie itself is not very good.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not really a big Friday the 13th fan in general. So when I get into nerdy conversations with Friday the 13th fans, it's very fascinating to me on what things they like, what they'll defend, and what they dislike. And they don't really seem to be in agreement. Like you'll have some that think that Jason Takes Manhattan is as bad as it's going to get, and I would agree with them. And then you have others that are like, yeah, but it's got that boxing kill. I still love it. And it's like, okay, there's 93 minutes of movie after that, but
hey man, I like Jason Takes Manhattan, and I don't know why, because I hated it with a passion the first time I reviewed it. I don't know, it's dumb. It's really dumb, and the kills are pretty terrible. But I don't know what it is. It got some terrible charm, I guess, is what it has. I don't know. I mean, it's not really what I'm gonna like. If I'm gonna watch a Friday the 13th movie, I'm not gonna pick that one to rewatch. Usually, it's between 2, 3, or 4 is where I stick to. I love this one a lot, but it's not really one. I don't really rewatch the reboot too much. Probably because it's special. We got to save it. What do you think of the OG? Are you a fan of the original?
1980? No.
Okay.
I've tried to be. I've had like complete whiplash with that movie on the history of my channel, where I really didn't like it growing up, and then I started to like really try to get deep into the Friday the 13th fandom whenever I reviewed these back in, I mean, like maybe year 2 of my channel. And I think I gave it like a 3.5 or something like that. I was like, I appreciate the fact that it was, it's considered a classic and it started the franchise and stuff. Yeah. And then I rewatched it for when we did 33 on 31 with the Autop stream a couple of years ago. And I was like, this movie sucks. I don't know what like, there's just nothing here. I mean, there's Tom Savini's kills are great. I like Pamela as a character, even though she's introduced to us at the very tail end of the movie with no hints whatsoever beforehand. And there's a couple moments before that I like, but overall, that's a movie that feels like they've got about like this much stuff to work with, and they're trying to stretch it painfully to 90 minutes. There's a whole scene where they just like show 2 characters go out to the dock and have this conversation that we can't hear, and then they're just standing there cutting run time. Then they go to have the little snake chase, and you get to the 3rd act of the film where it's supposed to be at its tensest, and it shows Alice making coffee for like a solid 5 minutes before anything happens. Like there's all these moments like that. It's like, Jesus. Yeah. Again,
not a fan.
There's times where I can be in the right mood and enjoy 1980 for what it is. But overall, no, I would not say that's a good film. To be considered a classic, I don't think it's a good film. I think it is like this dead anchor that's pulled up by the love of the franchise. And I never hear anybody say that the first one is their favorite. So I don't think that, people that appreciate it, I don't think anybody loves that one the way that they love some of the Jason movies.
Oh, no. It's in the middle of my ranking. It used to be at the bottom, but for some reason I went the opposite way of you. I kind of enjoy it more every time I watch it, and I don't know why. Because, like you said, it's kind of boring and basically a lot of nothing happens for the most part. But I don't know. And maybe that's just part of me that feels like it should be a classic and I should really like it. So kind of like force yourself to like it, even if it's not the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah.
But that's another one I'm not going to rewatch like often. Maybe if I'm going to do a marathon, a couple of them, maybe. But other than that, I'm not going to reach off the shelf. Obviously, Pamela's great, but like you said, we don't get to see her till the last fucking 10 minutes of the movie, so we don't even really get to fully enjoy her at all. Are you, with the new Crystal Lake show, are you excited? Are you looking forward to going into the Pamela aspect of it, or you kind of just wish, fuck that, just get to Jason right off the bat?
I'm curious about it, but all the decisions they're making with this Jason universe is honestly puzzling to me. Like, there's a part of me that has always wanted to know more about Pamela. I do think she's an interesting character, and I think that I'm totally blanking on the actress's name, but I love her to death, and so I'm curious to see what she's going to bring to it. And the idea of kind of a prequel story talking about her time maybe working out in Camp Crystal Lake and probably experiencing the drowning of Jason or whatever. Like there's something interesting in there that I think Bates Motel was so good it makes me want to have faith in it. But having a TV series in general based on Friday the 13th is like, why? Like the one thing you have to have with Friday the 13th, or the one thing you have to have with a TV series is a lot of plot because you have to fill 10 to 12 hours of screen time. That's the one thing that almost no Friday the 13th film has is plot. It's just kills, tits, Jason, blood, cool. And Linda Cardellini, thank you, Zodiac.
Yes.
Yeah, I love Linda Cardellini. But they could surprise me. And I think if they succeed, that would be an interesting thing to bring. If you have a plot-driven, character-driven entry in the Friday the 13th franchise, it's like, oh, something different. Cool. And hopefully they figure out the shit with the movies, and then we can get Jason doing the typical Friday the 13th thing on the big screen.
There we go. So they're going to introduce something new to Friday the 13th fans, and they're not going to like it because they don't like anything new. So maybe they will. Maybe if they knock it out of the park, I mean, we'll see. It's coming. I mean, at least they're working on it. At least we're going to get something, I guess, is a positive step. Depending on how the TV show goes, like you said, maybe do season 2, maybe bring Jason into it, and then make a movie, go from there, or finish season 1, then make a movie, like kind of like remake like the first one, and kind of go season 2 movie. I don't know how they do these things, but maybe if it has enough interest, it will make money at the box office. You can pretty much guarantee it.
I mean, especially like Freddy and Jason. They're leaving so much money on the table with how hot horror is right now and how well a lot of the slasher resurgences and requels and shit like that are doing. Like, of course, I want them to wait until they have an idea for a great film. I don't want one sooner just to have one, period.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're not hearing anything out of Nightmare and we've had all this weirdness with lawsuits and Apple Orchard commercials and shit with Jason, it's just like, what are you guys doing, man?
Money on the table.
Yeah.
Some Nate says, which do I prefer, part 4 or part 6? I would have to go part 4. I'm not the biggest fan of part 6. I know it's probably a hot take. I know everyone loves Jason Lives. I definitely prefer part 4 over that one. What about you? Same thing?
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. I like 6. That would be my either third or fourth favorite in the franchise. But when I'm in a Jason mood, I usually like the darker, meaner movies where Jason Lives is very more comedic, tongue-in-cheek.
What did he also said? Friday the 13th fans like Freddy vs. Jason, and that was new. I liked it when it came out. I was a lot younger then, though. I don't like that movie at all. I liked it a lot when it came out. I was 15, I think. So I saw it 3 times in theaters, and then now why? You like Freddy, though. I don't.
I like both of them.
But you like Freddy more, probably, and I don't.
Oh, absolutely.
See, I
By
don't.
a landslide.
If I like Freddy more, I probably would really like it, but I don't.
Well, I mean, Jason gets all the kills in that movie. I think it's pretty even. Freddy gets the story, Jason gets the kills, and
Jason's terrible.
Then you're left. He's not the best. I don't think he's terrible. He's not the best for sure. Ken Kersinger is not in my top Jasons for sure.
Give me Roy. Come on. Should have put Roy in here instead.
Roy.
Freddy versus Roy.
Yeah.
How'd you get back here? Yeah, so I don't, now that we're off topic, but yeah, Friday 30th, 2009 it's a fucking treat, man. There's a lot of, and if you like kills, there's a decent amount of kills in this movie, and most of them are pretty, like you said, pretty gory. Actually, watching it again today, the one where he kills Chewie in the shed with the screwdriver, it's so slow and so mean, and you see it just slowly go into his neck and the blood spitting out of his mouth. That's honestly a pretty realistic kill for these kind of movies. Usually they're crazy, outlandish, but I like that one a lot, and the atmosphere was good there. This one made Jason out to be a great marksman. Obviously, he could throw axes, shoot bow and arrows, and they're probably like, "Well, he couldn't do that." I mean, he's been living in the woods forever. Of course, he can do that. He probably practices. You know, what's your favorite kill in this movie?
I mean, it probably would be the same one that you said, the one that closes out the opening before we get the title card, just because I
Richie.
love the fact that he's running at him and you get that the great practical effect. I mean, that's a really good one. The upside down sleeping bag one is pretty gnarly too. That's a great one. Yeah, probably the Richie you said, yeah, whatever his character's
I
name is.
I don't hear a lot of people talk about that one. I think that one's amazing.
Mhm.
He's he kicks him right in the face also to get the
Just,
machete off
get
him.
off my machete, bitch. Yeah, that's kind
Added
of the
bonus.
reason I like it because he's
Ah!
yeah.
And he's running so fast, man. He knows he's dead.
Mhm.
Um, okay. So lots and lots of good in this movie. Oh, by the way, did you? What do you think of the Camp Crystal Lake atmosphere? Did it work for you? Did you enjoy it? Did it make you think of those old movies from the 80s?
I mean, the old movies from the '80s feel more like a camp. Like the camp is actually open to some degree,
Hmm.
where this is more just like a lake that people are going to hang out with. I would really like to get a Jason movie that is during a fully functioning camp, like sleepaway camp. I've
Oh,
talked about that idea for a while, like pitching an idea for a sequel to this or something where that happens. But for what we get, just having a big lake, yeah, I think it works.
that's. I mean, like you said, it worked for me. I would have liked to see maybe a little bit more of the camp. I know we got to see some of the broken down cabins and stuff, which was cool. And
Hmm.
Jason got all kinds of compartments and traps over there too, coming up through the floor and shit. He is prepared for this stuff. You know, he's a well prepared man.
Hmm.
He's smarter than the other Jasons too. I think, and I think maybe a lot of people don't like that aspect of this Jason either. That he can think, and the other ones are just like, meh, let's gonna walk around and kill some people.
I like the
This
fact that he's smarter. It's like I don't wanna run from a dumb Jason.
one,
You know what I mean? So,
that's what this one's scary. It's very, very scary, very intimidating. Derek Mears is fantastic.
mhm.
But with all the good, though, with all the good, I know you love this movie and you might not have anything bad to say, but gotta talk about the bad Friday the 13th. What do you what's a little bit downfall for this movie for you?
For as much as I like it, I do think that there's a lot of validity to the argument that it peaks with that opening sequence. I think they should have found a way to have something intense in the third act that at least matches that. Even though I think it's just a fantastic sequence, I don't want to like say cut that,
Yeah.
but it really much feels like tensions are at its peak, and then the Friday the 13th title card comes up, and the movie never quite reaches those heights again. I think that the opening black and white segment with Pamela Voorhees getting decapitated is dumb. At least the way that they executed it, to me, it's just there for fans. Like if you're watching this
Yeah.
movie for the first time, you don't really understand the significance of that. They don't do a good job of doing that, and there's no explanation for why she's being vengeful about her dead son, and yet he's walking around in the woods like fucking watching his mom about to get killed. It's like, what's up with that? I don't think that all the characters are great. Like like I said, the a couple of the characters are just there for cannon fodder, and the ones that stick around longer in the film just really feel like dead weight. You have a number of what was I going to say? I don't like the very end of the film with the way like
Oh.
I like the climax as far as the fight with Jason or whatever, but
Mm,
I hate the final girl line as we've said, where,
yes.
go say hi to mommy or whatever she says. And the whole thing with the final little jump scare, let's kick his mask into the lake and he comes up. I think that's fucking ridiculous. Um I
I
haven't seen it in a while. I'd probably be more fresh on some other ones. Like it's like as much as I love it, I'd give it like a 3.5. Like it's that's as high as it gets for me with a movie like this. But I really enjoy what they go for here. I think that there was probably more opportunity to really get into Jason as a character, where it really just felt like they just took what worked before and just put it through a modern lens. Didn't really. I wouldn't say they didn't try to do anything new because clearly they did and people didn't like it. But I wish there would have been a little bit more there,
Mhm.
maybe instead of the sweater, he kidnaps her, and instead of teleporting, he uses tunnels. It's like all these lateral moves.
Yeah, I agree with you about the final scene of the movie. It makes no sense at all. Okay, he's chained up to the wood chipper, and instead of getting the police or anybody else, you untangle him from the wood chipper and carry him to the dock to throw him in the lake with his mask and machete. It doesn't make any sense. And then we get the jump scare just because obviously the OG Fridays had that final shocking jump scare at the end of the movie, so they felt they had to do it, and it was terrible. It was terrible. I don't know how they would have ended it otherwise. I mean, I guess they could have just ended it after she said the terrible line, or they could have probably cut that line out and just ended it right there, showing Jason's head in the wood chipper, and that's the end. I don't know. But the shitty jump scare on the dock was not good, and I don't like the disposal of him. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why the fuck did you wrap him up, drag his big ass to the dock, have a little funeral for him as if like you feel sorry? Like the whole sequence was just dumb. Like I don't think ending with a jump scare or Jason's back is a bad idea. You have to do that, but the way that they did it felt like the laziest version of that. Like they just decided on the day, how the fuck are we gonna do this? I don't know. Drag his ass to the thing and throw him in the water.
I mean, unless that whole thing was a dream sequence, but obviously we don't know because there was no other movies and it was over right there, so we don't know. But they should have definitely done something different with that, and I'm shocked you only gave it a 3.5 out of 5. But I mean, it is a slasher movie, so how high is it gonna get? But
there's some slasher movies that get higher. I'm just like for
this franchise, that's about as good as it gets.
Yeah. Like I'm not a Friday the 13th hater, but I'm not a Friday the 13th fan either. I didn't grow up with them. That there's certain things about them I think you have to have nostalgia. I would say the same thing for some of the franchises that I love. If you didn't grow up with Freddy, I would understand why you don't love Dream Warriors as much as I do. But yeah, it's somewhere 3.5. Like I don't know. If I gave it 4, I'd feel like that'd be too much. 3.75, somewhere in there.
That's a good thing right there. Great tits in this movie. There, see, Jacob gets it. He gets it. That's why we watch this.
4.5.
4. It has to be 5 because they were perfect nipple placement. So it got to be 5 out of 5. By the way, I think Bree's one of the best looking girls in the whole franchise. Just my opinion. Just
for sure.
Throw it in there. I'm trying to think what else is bad. Maybe the peaking at the first 20 minutes is a little bad because that's. Oh man, if this is this good already, where's it gonna go? And then it's just it's fine.
I remember being in the theater watching it, and he was just taking everybody out, and I was like, God damn, like, are we gonna follow one person for the rest of this movie? And then the title card came up. I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Oh fuck, I forgot to mention that guy. The guy in the barn selling the weed. That guy was awesome. I've
been to that barn twice.
Really?
It's just in the middle of it's not Austin, but it's right outside of Austin, Texas. Me and my buddy Sean Chandler have gone on like this little Texas Chainsaw Massacre tour a couple times when I go out there for Fantastic Fest, and that barn is like right in the middle of all of it. So it's like a little Friday the 13th detour, and it's the part of like this little campground or some kind of a little flea market or some shit like that. I don't know what exactly it is, but it's kind of barriered off, so you kind of just walk up to the fence and you're like, yep, there it is.
But congratulations on 200,000 subscribers, my friend. Also,
yeah,
to say that at the beginning, dude. Channel's fantastic. I don't even need to tell anybody in the chat to go subscribe, because who isn't subscribed to Cody Leach? Like, get real.
A lot of people. Fix that motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding.
Do it. He wants to be at 300,000. He wants to pass Sean. Let's go.
There you go.
Zodiac Z, you are right. When he tells the mannequin, you remember that night, huh? Yeah, he did stuff to a mannequin, you know? So that's what you do, I guess, down in Camp Crystal Lake. So good for him.
That's another thing I've heard people call out. They're like, the way that he finds his mask is so lazy. I
love it.
You remember part 3? Like how he actually found his mask the first time? He just walks out of the fucking barn with the mask. Like there's no story to it. And I like it. I like part 3, so I'm not dogging it. But like if again, everything that I hear, it's like, this is a problem. It's like, what about that time?
They didn't even show him get it in part 3. I mean, you know where he got it, obviously, but this one, I like it that it's lit up a little bit behind like a picture or whatever the hell is hiding it. I like that. And then he puts it on, tries it, looks in the mirror, and says, "Damn, I like that. I like it." I don't know. I liked it. And you said obviously you like the sack more than this one than part 2, because
a lot more.
Part 2,
a lot more. I think it looks ridiculous in 2. You get the one eye, and you get the coveralls and the fucking pitchfork. I think the Jason's weird as hell in that movie. I enjoy 2 more than I enjoy the original. It's got better kills and stuff, and a better final girl. But yeah, I think the Jason's ridiculous. So I love the sackhead Jason. Like when I ranked the looks. I think I did the looks of the big three. So Freddy, Michael, and Jason. I did like a tier list, and Sackhead Jason from this one was in the top tier.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. It is good. Yes, Kyle Davis. He's friends with him on Facebook, and he posts a lot, and he tags everyone. And I don't read it. Shows off his checks. It's weird. Yeah, there's some Dream Warrior chat down there. That's not my favorite in the franchise, so I don't want to hurt your feelings. Mine's number 2, so that's a hot take. But I know a lot of people have been coming around to Freddy's Revenge, so but you can't take it from a non-Freddy guy, so it is what it is. So I think somebody asked if you bought the new 4K Nightmare on Elm Street box set.
I actually have 2 different versions pre-ordered because I wasn't sure. Like they sold out so fucking quick, so I knew I was trying to cover my bases. I ordered the one from Zavi, which is going to be the UK set, and then I pre-ordered on Amazon whenever the moment that they dropped that before it went out. So, to my knowledge, the only difference is the artwork inside of the Part 2 Steelbook, where the one in the UK shows him pulling his brain. Okay. And it was too graphic for the US to do that. So the US is going to have him where he's like, "You're my children now." So yeah, I'll have 2 different versions of it. The Steelbook one is what I got. 2 different versions of the Steelbook one.
Yep, that's for a non-Nightmare guy. I did get the one from Amazon as well. So you have to. I missed out on the Halloween one from a long time ago, so I couldn't.
Me too.
Miss out on this one. And the one on Halloween now is like $500, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. we're all good, and I'm sure they'll come out with another one anyway if they can get all the rights because they added 3 more movies. So yeah, we'll see. Anything else for bad for this movie? I heard a lot of people say the soundtrack isn't that great because it's not really kind of Friday the 13th-y.
I mean, that's something I would have to rewatch it to really tune into. It's not gonna have anything as iconic as what Manfredini did for sure, no. But yeah. I've heard the criticism that Marcus Nispel had very similar set design and lighting choices and things like that made this feel too much like the Texas Chainsaw remake.
I heard that.
To me, that's not really a problem because I love that remake, but I could at least get behind that criticism of the movie not having enough of its own visual identity. I'm like, okay, fair.
It is. You could tell they're related. I think the pickup truck driver's the guy with no legs in the remake of Texas Chainsaw. What's his name? Monty? Is that his name? He's in this one, so of course they're gonna have the same Michael Bay, right? Platinum Dunes
producer, yeah.
Yeah, so of course they're gonna be very similar. And this was the last one in that run of remakes, if I'm not mistaken.
Or was it was Freddy was the last one a year later.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Okay.
The opposite of how I feel about this one.
Okay. All right. I mean, I went to see that one, midnight showing, when they used to do those. And
Me too. I saw it 3 times the first weekend it came out.
I was like, this is awesome. And
I went to go see it opening night, midnight. I got off of work and me and my friends were like, what are we going to do? And I was like, let's go fucking see Freddy. It's at midnight. And then we went and saw it. And I wanted to love it so much. I convinced myself that I liked it, where I was just like, that was pretty damn good. Yeah. And then the next day we worked again on Saturday, and my manager, we're closing up. My manager's like, yeah, I heard that new Nightmare on Elm Street came out. And we're like, let's go watch it. It was great. And so we took him to go see it the very next night at like almost midnight showing. And I liked it a little bit less, but I was still like, yeah, it's still good. But, wore off a little bit of the shine on me. And then I went home the next day and I'd completely forgotten, just because of the excitement of the moment and, the being with friends doing it. My dad's like, hey, you want to go check out that new Nightmare movie? And I forgot that I was going to see it with him. I was like, fuck. Yeah, let's go check it out. And so I saw it 3 days in a row. And when I left the theater after watching it with my dad, I was like, this movie sucks.
You went from fucking 5 stars down to 1 in 3 days.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I only saw it the one time. Only midnight showing I ever did. I don't know why the hell I went to see this, but I did. I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then never watched it. I think I watched it one time since.
Yeah, I've seen it a few times since. Like, there's things about it that I like. I think that Jackie Earle Haley does a good job. He's just not given a whole lot to work with. I think that there's some really cool visuals in the dream sequences. You can tell it's a music video director. I think that Some of the side characters and supporting cast is really good, like Nancy's mom, Clancy Brown. I've grown to like Kyle Gallner a lot here, or Gallner, I believe is how he pronounces it, a lot here over the last number of years. So it makes me kind of like his performance a little bit more when I didn't love it back in the day. But I think Rooney Mara is awful as Nancy. I think they should have pulled a switch and had Katie Cassidy end up being the surprise final girl, even though people would have lost their minds about it. It would have been a fair trade, knowing the alternative. The CGI on the Freddy design is awful. I hate the plot line about is he innocent or isn't he, because it's either a stupid twist that makes no sense to put in there if he's actually guilty, which is what they chose to do. So it's just like spinning your wheels. And if he was innocent, it's like, well, now you kind of ruin the whole evilness of Freddy. You make him a sympathetic character when you never should. Mm-hmm. And the fact that they make it where he's not a child killer, he's something else. It's like, okay. I had a t-shirt for a long time that a buddy of mine made for me, where it was Robert Englund's Freddy. You know that Batman meme where he's slapping Robin?
Uh-huh.
It was the Robert Englund Freddy slapping Jackie Earle Haley's Freddy, and it says, "We can't root for you if you're fucking kids." Because I said that on a live stream once, where I was like, even though Freddy's like the bad guy and he's a killer, like you go for Freddy. He's the rock star. It's like you can't root for him if he's fucking kids.
You cannot. That makes you disgusting. Oh man, I
could keep going. That's the video of the totally opposite tone, where I just go for this sucks. They fucked this up.
So
trying to recreate scenes from the original directly and doing an exponentially worse job.
So your favorite of the big three remakes is obviously this one.
The big three remakes, yes, by quite a large margin, because I'm not a big fan of Rob Zombie's movie either. I like his second film. I'm one of those weirdos.
Yeah, you got that right. There's a whole list of you weirdos who like that one.
Maybe in the chat. Me and Davey will hold that anchor up.
Maybe I'm the weirdo. I can't. I'm a Halloween Ends weirdo, but I'm not a Rob Zombie too. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Frank. Appreciate that, buddy. $5 super chat for my Maddie cakes. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. Let me see. So we talked about, is there anything else bad about Friday the 13th, 2009? Because I don't got anything else.
They never followed it up. Okay.
Yeah. Bastards. There's money to be made. Money to be made. You think $19 million was good? That seemed like a lot for this movie. Since like
for Halloween the time, yeah, it was quite a bit. Like we've shifted our expectations for movies a lot as generations have gone on. Like now, if a movie doesn't make $1 billion, people call it a flop. But for a horror film, a slasher film, I think it was pretty successful for the time. Nowadays, that'd probably be a big disappointment with how hot horror is. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, you got movies like what did Megan make, like 40 million or something like that? And so if Megan's lapping Jason, we got a problem.
Whoa, Megan 2, man.
Yeah, I didn't hate it, but
I didn't either.
I definitely saw the writing on the wall that was not going to work.
It wasn't a horror movie at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of enjoyed it for what it was, to be honest.
They severely undervalued the fact that she was a new horror icon in the making, and they were like, "Let's make her an action hero," and everybody
You're done.
Goodbye.
They're gonna make another one, but she's not bad. So
maybe I don't know. They
didn't do too well.
They bombed pretty hard. So
yeah,
they seem self-aware about it. It was cool to see Jason Blum own that the same weekend. Like, yeah, we fucked up, but we'll see what happens.
Let's make another one. Child's Play remake 2. I'm down. I'm here for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. So are you, because you like the remake as well.
I did.
Okay.
Everything except the look of the doll.
I don't hate it. I mean, it's not as good as regular Chucky, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So talked about the good, talked about the bad. Now we got to see what the scores are for this, which you already kind of gave yours. So I put my polls out on Instagram. Got 3.84 out of 5. YouTube 3.9 out of 5. So I mean, the people do, as much as the haters say they don't like this movie. Oh my gosh, I got rid of Cody.
I'm showing up.
I got rid of you, Cody. I'm sorry. I clicked the wrong button. Where the hell is it? All right. So sorry, I got rid of Cody instead of the thing. So I think you said you gave it. You said you could go as high as 3.75 out of 5, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, we'll say that. I think I gave it 4 when I first reviewed it. You know, my scales have shifted a little bit as I've gotten more experience, but yeah, a 3.75 I think is a fair score for that movie.
Okay. I'm probably 4 out of 5. I think for basing it on obviously in the Friday the 13th franchise, it's one of the best ones you're gonna get. So
Yeah.
got to be up there for me. I have a good time watching it. Let me see. Put the poll in the chat. Got a lot of votes. Let me see what they said. Everybody's, yeah, for the most part, it looks like it. We got 46% of the votes gave it a 4, 27% gave it a 5, 21% gave it a 3, and 2 and under only got 4%. So people really do like this movie,
Losers.
even if you shit on it. I don't. 2 and under, a 2. I guess different strokes, different folks. I guess. But I enjoy this movie. It's definitely top of the franchise. You're number one. I want to say I might have this at number 3, maybe 3 or 4, but that doesn't mean I don't love it. So upper echelon of this franchise for sure. Not that it has the highest bars to overtake, but what do you think? You probably already answered this. What's the most rewatchable Friday the 13th? Is it the final chapter for you? You said.
Probably. There's just something about the classic appeal of that one. I probably rewatched that one more than I do this one, even though I technically ranked it higher. You know, Corey Feldman, his character, just the 80s vibe about it. The kills are phenomenal. I think that's Tom Savini's best work in the franchise. The way that the movie has got a really nice pace to it. I like the way that it's shot. Like it's the first movie out of the first 4 that feels like professionally shot.
Epic.
Like they're using like cranes and stuff. You're like, whoa, the camera moved. And so yeah, I probably rewatch that one more often than not if I'm in a Jason mood. I find part 5 very rewatchable for the like bad reasons. Like it's just kind of a so bad that it's entertaining type thing.
So,
and then Jason X, I know you don't like it. I watched that a lot. I mean that came out when I was, what was that, 2000 that came out? 2001.
2001, I think.
I was either 10 or 11 when it came out, and so that was one that I saw and I just really enjoyed it. And so even though there's a lot of bad shit in it, I get a lot of kicks out of that one. So those, the remake, part 4, and Jason X are probably the ones that I rewatch the most.
Jason X, I saw that when I was 13. I loved it. Yeah. I loved it when I was 13. Now I hate it very much. Very much. I'm a 2, 3 guy. I watch those 2 a lot. Jason Goes to Hell. I know nobody likes that movie, but I don't know. I have a good time with it.
I'm never in the mood to watch it, but the times that I've watched through the films, I think Jason Goes to Hell is a really nice little breath of fresh air when you get to it, because you get like 8 movies of the same stuff, and then you get Jason Goes to Hell, and it's so weird and bizarre. It's got no business calling itself a Friday the 13th film, but it's entertaining.
Hey, which technically it does not call itself a Friday the 13th film. It's just Jason Goes to Hell, technically. But I don't know, something about it. I don't know. Like you said, it's a breath of fresh air. It's something different. Just watch it as not a Friday the 13th movie, and it's a damn good time.
Yeah.
Okay, so Friday the 13th talk. Any questions the chat has, please feel free to drop them in. I will ask them to Cody. Obviously, you saw Weapons. Is it your favorite movie of the year?
No, it's not my favorite of the year. It's probably it's in the top 10 right now, but I feel like it's a movie that's actually going to grow on me. Like the more that I talk about it, the more that I've watched a couple of videos of people's interpretations of certain things, and it's only made me like it more, where sometimes that can make me like it less. I need to watch it again and put some time behind it, but it's probably my 3rd favorite horror film of the year, behind Together, still my number 1 at the moment. I really liked Sinners and Companion, and so between Sinners and Companion, somewhere in there is Weapons.
Okay, well, obviously you know this more than anyone. When new movies come out that are supposedly good, people just go crazy. And 5 out of 5 are the best movie I've ever seen.
Yeah,
and
I hate that shit.
Yeah, it's not the best movie I've ever seen, but also I mean everyone loves Sinners a lot too, and I thought it was fine. It wasn't my kind of movie, but it was good for what it was. I know it's probably a hot take, but it's fine. I'm still riding the Hard Eyes train. I know it's a very hot take because nobody really likes that movie very much, but I do, and it's still my number 1. It's still my number 1 because nothing yet has come out that's made me say, damn, that's the one. That's the movie that of the year. I'm hoping Black Phone 2 is that for me. I love the
Yeah.
first one. The trailer for the second one looks fantastic. And obviously, if you're a Nightmare on Elm Street fan, this one might work for you because it looks like they're gonna do that with the Grabber. So I'm hoping that one lives up, and I'm highly anticipating Strangers Chapter 2. I know that's a hot take as well, but
yeah, we'll see.
See, I like the first one, and I know that's a hot take, and not many people do. I know.
Ooh.
Shh.
I meant we'll see on like an optimism of like maybe
Oh.
they had to get the shitty chapter out of the way, and now we're gonna
I
get the
liked it.
interesting stuff. Oh no,
I
that was
like
my
it more
bottom
than
5.
But you don't like the franchise that much, though, either.
That is true. That is true. But yeah, I did. I don't know. Mm-mm.
I don't know. I watched it like 3 times.
Woo, God.
I liked it. I didn't say my tastes are
Do we
good.
have a life coach in the chat? Some recommendations for better choices.
I think I have the new one above the OG, and that's really hot take.
Oh God, yeah.
I don't know why. I just liked it. I don't know.
Hey,
Pray
man.
Night's the best.
Own your weird opinions. It's fun.
Yes. And Halloween Ends is amazing as well for people that hate that movie, which is a lot of them. So that's fine. What are your well, what do we got? A couple more months left of the year. What are some of your most anticipated movies yet to come?
Black Phone 2 is probably it as far as horror goes. I'm really looking forward to Nobody 2. The first Nobody was my favorite film the year that came out. I loved it. So I'm hoping this one's going to be as good at least. I'm curious about, I think there's 2 different Frankenstein movies. I think there's Frankenstein and then The Bride that's coming out that seems interesting. But there's a lot of others that I really don't I don't really have on my radar because usually this section of the year I reserve a lot of surprise for whatever I'm going to see at Fantastic Fest, which most of the time is 85% shit I've never even heard of, and then it ends up being the movie that everybody's talking about for a while.
Yep. Also, Together, by the way, I didn't think I'd really like that movie, but it was damn good.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I took my wife to go see it for our anniversary a couple weeks ago. I gave her the choice of that or Naked Gun. She's like, "Oh, we'll do Together." And the whole movie, she's like sitting there silently watching it. And then as soon as the credits come up, she goes, "Cody, what the fuck was that?" I just started laughing. I was like, "Yeah, this is my kind of thing."
It was good. I like it. It helps I like Dave Franco a lot too, so that was definitely a bonus. Also, Weapons. Justin Long. I didn't know he was in that movie.
Yeah, just for a little sneeze.
He needs to be in more. He's great in horror movies.
With the exception of
Don't say it.
It's a Wonderful Knife.
Oh, okay.
He's kind of the sign that a horror movie is about to be awesome for me.
Thought you were gonna say Tusk.
Yeah, Tusk I don't think is great either, but it's at least an interesting miss to me where I'm like, okay, I appreciate the fact that you at least swung for that weird ass idea.
A24 movie that I actually enjoy. That movie's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And then Johnny Depp's in it, but you didn't even know it was him because he's like disguised as something.
I knew it was him immediately. Weirdo.
I was talking to somebody like, he wasn't in that movie. I was like, yes, he was.
Yeah.
Awesome Cool Guy says, is Terrifier 4 your most anticipated film of next year?
Is it confirmed for next year? I haven't heard that. I don't even think they've got a script ready yet. So I would not expect it next year. I would expect it in 2027. But whatever year, it will definitely be in the top 3.
Another movie I didn't really care for either, but I'm on the opposite side of the fence on that one too. So what are you gonna do?
Have you watched all 3?
Yes, I like the first one the best, and that's a hot take as well.
Huh.
Something about it. I don't know. Something about it. I think the first one's creepy as shit.
Interesting.
I like the second one a lot more after the third one, if that makes any sense.
Gotcha.
I know I saw something else in here. Yes, Heretic was fire. I didn't expect to like that movie either, but I really did. Where the hell was I? I saw a question here somewhere. Oh, which Friday movie has the best kills?
I would say 4. 4's got my favorite kill in the franchise, which is the one where he's got the hacksaw on the guy, and then he twists his head all the way around. You got the skull crush in the shower. You have Jason himself who gets bisected in his head and then slides down it. What other ones do we get in 4? There's a couple of quick
harpoon
ones.
to the crotch in the lake. I like that one.
Yeah. You got that one.
I don't like the axe through the door. I think that one's dumb.
Yeah, I think 4's probably got my vote. What other ones would be close?
As the best kills.
Freddy versus Jason's got some really great kills. If we're going to throw that in there, that would be a contender. I don't know if I'd say 6. 6 feels like a tame
Calm
movie
down.
because the gore and the nudity is tamed a lot down in that movie. There's a lot of silly ones where you got the guy with like the smiley face or like the triple decapitation where it's just like
I like 3, but that's probably just because the handstand kills there and it elevates the
3.
rest.
3 does have some really great kills. You got the harpoon through the eye. You got the guy that gets chopped in half from above, and then you see his legs and the rafters.
Andy.
You got the eyeball squeeze. Like some of the 3D
Oh,
effects kind
are
of
corny as
ruin it, but yeah.
shit, but they're good.
Mhm.
Well, Harold gets killed, but he's taking a shit and doesn't wipe, so he's nasty. He
Goes to
deserved-
hell unrated. Zodiac says, yeah, you
Oh,
got the
that's-
tent kill's a good one.
Yeah, but I get. Jason Goes to Hell's kills are definitely gory and brutal for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're the best though.
Yeah.
Yes, Ashton, my hot takes are not very good, and that's probably why I don't have that many subscribers. So maybe I should change and pretend to like Terrifier a lot more, so people like me. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, I'll watch it. It isn't like I'm gonna skip over them. I own them. I have multiple copies of each one, but they're not my favorite movies in the world.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think what else is coming out the rest of this year besides. I just think Black Phone 2 is just gonna be amazing. I really do. And if it drops the ball, I'm gonna be a little heartbroken. I think it looks like they're trying to take it in a franchise direction. Obviously, way more than just the 2 is the appearance that I'm getting from this. We shall see. Were you a huge fan of the first one?
Of Terrifier?
Black Phone.
Black Phone?
Or was it
Yes.
just fine?
Yeah. It was. I don't know if it was in my top 5, but it was in my top 10 of the year for sure.
That was my number 1 that year, and that was the year we got Halloween Ends and Scream 6, Scream 5, one or the other. So I really enjoyed it. And Halloween Ends is my second favorite in Halloween franchise, which is fucking insane, but it is what it is. What do you think about that? I saw somebody fucking make a video that Michael Myers is back. I don't know. I didn't watch the video because I just assumed it was clickbait, but
nothing official, or I would have definitely heard about it.
I was gonna say, do you think we're just gonna go TV show, or you think they're waiting to see what Friday the 13th does first, and then if
probably, I don't remember what company got a hold of the rights, but they're probably sitting on it for a little while trying to figure out what they want to do.
Is it Miramax?
Yes, Miramax.
So I think you're right. I think if Friday the 13th takes off, I think you'll see a Halloween TV show greenlit pretty soon after.
Mhm.
I don't really know how they're going to do that, but we'll see. Wow. Awesome Cool Guy says, what do you think the best sex death of Friday the 13th? Best sex death.
Well, if we're doing both in the same sequence, it has to be the tent sequence and Jason Goes to Hell.
I was going to say, how many of there actually is there?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot where they get killed.
One.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll go with the tent one because them practical effects are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no protection either because he didn't bother to put it on. So maybe the coroner guy did him a favor, so he didn't have a baby because kids cost a lot of money. So he was thinking, "Shut up, my son's in the other room and he's laughing. Shut up." If anybody don't got anything else, I will let Cody get out of here. And he's probably gonna make more videos and content anyway, so it ain't like he's gonna go to bed or relax because that's all Cody.
What
does.
Is that?
You grind. Yeah, you don't even know. You have to. This is how you make the money. You got to grind, and it shows. Always checking out your videos while I'm working, so keep doing what you do because it's very entertaining shit.
Appreciate it.
If you're not subscribed, like I said, link is below. But like I said, probably everybody here already is because I don't usually got this many people watching. So thank you, Cody, for bringing them over to me. I got to do Jason X. I might do that tomorrow night. Get that out of the way real quick. Ain't going to be a long one. I don't want to.
It's fun.
It's terrible. I'm going to have like 2 things in good and then bad will be a very long time. And then next week I'm going to do a new ranking of the franchise since I've reviewed them all again. I think it's pretty obvious. Ain't going to change much, but We'll see. I can't thank Cody enough. He's a busy guy, so can't take him enough for coming on. Somebody who got 200,000 subscribers don't need to come on this channel, but he does because he's a genuinely cool dude, for sure. So thank you, Cody, for taking your time and coming over here and hanging out. Yeah, I look forward to whatever. You got any other videos coming out this week? Obviously, you probably do, but
at some point this week, I'll probably do like a live stream Q&A to celebrate 200K. I've been too busy to plan it, but that'll be an easy one to do. What is the new release this week? We got Nobody 2 comes out on Friday, so so I'll have that review out for that on Friday. And then I don't really have any other ideas written down. We're getting towards the end of summer, so I think maybe after Nobody 2, I'll probably do like a ranking of all the summer movies that I saw, because that's like the end of the summer season. School's back in session now, so that'll be something coming out. And yeah, then we're gonna be preparing for spooky season. So, you know, Fantastic Fest, the middle of September, which I'll be gone for. Get a lot of content out of that. We got 31 on 31 coming on October 31st. It's all zombie movies. So I need to start watching some of those. Probably review a few of them leading up to it that I've never reviewed before. So, yeah.
Busy. Always keep it busy. Yeah, it's crazy, man. School starts. Almost spooky season already. The summer just flew by, man. Did you get to go on any family vacations over the summer?
We did. We went to Jacksonville and Orlando back in July. Nice. We rented a little Airbnb. We always get a cabin up in North Georgia. That's kind of our usual thing that we'll do during the summertime. We'll do some tubing and hiking and things like that. And this year I kind of wanted to change it up. So I got an Airbnb, but it was a cabin anyway. Like my kids were like, we want to go to the cabin. And I'm like, we're going to try something different. And then I found an Airbnb that was a cabin. I'm like, okay. We'll blend both worlds. But we went to Top Golf. We went to SeaWorld for a day. Did a couple other things. It was pretty fun. Didn't get rained out the whole time, luckily. That's rainy ass summer out here in the southeast this year. It's the rainiest summer I think I've seen in the 20 years that I've lived here. Oh, almost every day. Holy shit. Up here in
Pennsylvania, we haven't had rain once this month. So yeah, it hasn't rained too much. And then when we went on vacation to Tennessee, it didn't rain there either. It was fucking hot, and I don't like it. Went to Ocean City last week. Of course, when you go to the beach, then that's when it's going to fucking rain when you're at the beach. So, yeah. Busy summer, a lot of traveling, but it's always good to get away, get some relaxation in. Real quick, I saw one more thing before you go. Hell House Lineage, your guys' thoughts on that real quick.
I have not seen any of the Hell House movies.
I've only seen the first one, so...
Yeah, it's on my to-do list because I hear a lot of good things about them, but I know they're found footage, and so part of me is like, how good could it be?
First one's pretty creepy.
Yeah, I've heard good things. I'm sure I'll get to it at some point, but yeah, I'm not somebody to even comment because I don't know nothing about the series.
There you go. He got nothing to talk about. Well, Cody, thanks, brother. Appreciate you coming on. Everybody in the chat, really appreciate it. Hit the like on the way out, and I'll be back next week with the Friday the 13th ranking. Everybody take care.
Jason X top 5.
Spoiler alert, it's number 12. There we go.
Stop it.
So it's number 12. It's terrible. See you next week, guys. Appreciate it, Cody. You're the man.
All right.
We're gonna be in the bottom.